Welcome students in our next session of Science and Technology Part 2. From last few sessions we are talking about the life processes in living organism Part 2. In that we are talking about the reproduction. In reproduction we had already talked about male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Now we are going to talk about the next and important point in this topic of reproduction, that is menstrual cycle. First of all, we will discuss about its definition. In female reproductive system, it undergoes some changes at puberty, and those changes repeat at the interval of every 28 to 30 days. These repetitive changes are called as a menstrual cycle. It is also called as a period because it is a repetitive change which occur after a fixed period of either 28 to 30 days. It is an average. Okay. Now, as we know, at the time of birth, the girl or a woman have 2 to 4 lakhs of sex cells or eggs which are in immature stage. But when a girl reaches puberty at the age of 10 to 12 years, the sex hormones release into the blood, and which causes some of the ova or egg cells in her ovaries to become mature or ripe. See students, first of all we will just see the biological changes which will occur in the body of female, and afterwards we will observe or we will discuss the system with respect to the hormonal changes. Okay, so at the age of puberty, the sex hormone which is released into the blood, and that will causes the maturation of ova or egg. Okay, usually the mature ovum is released from the ovary into the oviduct once every 28 days, and this is called as a ovulation state. Means once the ovum or egg is mature, it is released into the ovary. It is released from the ovary into the oviduct or fallopian tube for the process of fertilization. Before ovulation or release of ovum, the inner lining of uterus that will become thick and spongy and full of tiny blood vessels or blood capillaries and prepare itself to receive the fertilized ovum or egg. Means before ovulation starts or before releasing the ovum into the fallopian tube, the inner lining of uterus that will become thick or spongy, because actually it is make itself ready for the implantation process. Implantation will occur after the fertilization. Okay, so it will try to make it ready for the implantation process, and that's why it will become thick and spongy. It is full of tiny blood vessels or blood capillaries and prepare itself to receive the fertilized egg or ovum. If the ovum or egg do not get fertilized due to non-availability of sperm in the female body, then the thick and soft inner linings of uterus is no longer needed, and hence it breaks. Means as it requires the sperm enter through the vagina by crossing the cervix line. It will enter into the uterus, and after passing the uterus it will come in fallopian tube. It meets with the ovum or egg and it gets fertilized. But unfortunately, or if this sperm is not enter into the female reproductive system and the egg or ovum it does not fertilize, then because of the non availability of sperm, the female body then the thick and the soft inner linings of uterus is no longer needed, hence it breaks. So thick and soft inner lining of uterus along with blood vessels and the dead ovum comes out of the vagina in form of bleeding, and this bleeding is called as a menstruation. Okay. This menstruation usually occurs 14 days after ovulation and usually lasts for 3 to 5 days. Actually, when we observe the cycle, the 14th day after the first menstruation or after the bleeding starts, afterwards the 14th day it is called the day of ovulation. Means at that day the egg cell or the ovum is released from the ovary in the fallopian tube. Okay, and after that roughly the 14th day, okay, menstruation usually occurs and it lasts for 3 to 5 days. After menstruation is over, the inner linings of uterus starts building up again so that it may become ready to receive the next ovum or egg in case it get fertilized. Okay, means after first stage or the cycle is over, then for the next cycle there is again the inner lining of the uterus start building, and it is for the next cycle. Means for the next cycle the ovum or egg cell it will come into the fallopian tube and it is waiting for the sperms. If the ovum does not get fertilized even now, then menstruation takes place again. Means at the second time also there is no occurrence of the sperm or the male zygote into the female reproductive system, then the process of menstruation occurs repeatedly. This cycle of menstruation is repeated again in women after 28 days. This menstrual cycle is controlled by hormones. Means whatever the changes, actually these changes they are controlled by the hormones. Now we will discuss about the different hormones which are incorporated or they plays an important role in the menstrual cycle. Actually this menstrual cycle it is a natural process which is controlled by 4 hormones, and these hormones are the follicle stimulating hormones. The name itself indicates the function. The follicle means the unripe egg. Okay, actually these eggs they are stimulating for the process of oogenesis by this hormone, so it is called as a follicle stimulating hormone. Second, that is a luteinizing hormone. Third one, that is a estrogen, and fourth one, that is the progesterone. These are the 4 important hormones which plays an important role in the menstrual cycle. Now, one of the several follicles in the ovary start to develop along with the oocyte present in it under the effect of follicle stimulating hormone. Basically, the hypothalamus, it will initiate the pituitary gland, and this pituitary gland secretes the 2 types of hormones. One is FSH, that is a follicle stimulating hormone, and another that is a luteinizing hormone, or it is called as a LH. In between these two, the follicle stimulating hormone, it will initiate the follicle. Okay, so it will undergo the cell division and it is converted into graphene follicles. These graphene follicles, under the influence of the hormone, it will undergo the oogenesis. This developing follicle secretes the estrogen. Okay, at the same time the endometrium of uterus, endometrium it is a inner lining of the uterus, it will start to develop during the first cycle or regenerate during the subsequent cycle. Means if it is a first cycle, or this is the first time, then it will start to develop, or if it is a repetitive process, then it will regenerate under the effect of this estrogen hormone. Meanwhile, the developing follicle complete its development, it bursts under the effect of luteinizing hormone. Means here we are talking about the graphene follicles, and these graphene follicles, it will undergo oogenesis under the effect of follicle stimulating hormone. It will burst, and it burst under the effect of luteinizing hormone, and oocyte is released. This is called as ovulation. Now, after the bursting of this graphene follicle, whatever the remaining tissue of the burst follicle, which forms the corpus luteum, okay, means what are the remnants of that graphene follicles after the formation of ovule or egg, it is called as a corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum start to secrete the progesterone. Now, what is the importance of progesterone? Endometrial glands secrete their secretion under the effect of progesterone, and such endometrium is now ready for the implantation of embryo. Means if there is a fusion of male and female gamete, means the fusion of sperm and ova, it will form the zygote, and this zygote, it converts into the embryo, and this embryo, it will implant on the endometrium of uterus. So it is under control of progesterone. Afterwards, if oocyte is not fertilized within 24 hours, means after oocyte is formed and it is the 14th day, and if there is a new formation of the zygote and afterwards the formation of embryo, then corpus luteum becomes inactive and it transforms into the corpus albicans. Due to this, the secretion of estrogen and progesterone stops completely. As we will discuss earlier, the importance of estrogen and progesterone in formation of inner layers of endometriums. And because of formation of this corpus albicans, this secretion of estrogen and progesterone stops completely. Now, endometrium start to degenerate in absence of these two hormones. Once the secretion of progesterone and estrogen stops, there is starting of degeneration of endometrium. Okay, tissues of degenerating endometrium and unfertilized ovum are discarded out through vagina. Okay, so this will come out from the vagina in form of blood. This is accompanied with the continuous bleeding, and this bleeding continues approximately for 5 days. This is called as a menstruation. Unless the oocyte is fertilized and embryo is implanted, this process repeated every month. Means there is no formation of embryo, there is no implantation, and if there is no implantation, the endometrium, it starts degenerating, and this generating means this is a repetition of the cycle after every month. If embryo is implanted, now this is the second case. Suppose there is a fusion of male and female gamete and it will form the embryo, then this there is a implantation of this embryo and repetition of the cycle is temporarily stopped till the parturition, and thereafter the period of breastfeeding. Means temporarily this cycle is stopped during the period of pregnancy, and afterwards the parturition and the breastfeeding period. Now, this menstrual cycle is a natural process, and the woman experiences the severe pains during this period. Severe weakness is felt due to heavy bleeding. There is a higher possibility of infection too during this overall period. Okay, so once there is a heavy bleeding, it will causes the it may cause the infections, or because of the heavy bleeding there will be a severe weakness, and due to all such reasons there is a need of rest along with the special personal hygiene. So the women or the girls, they have to provide the personal hygiene to themselves, okay, in this special period. Now, the first occurrence of the menstruation or periods at the puberty is called as a menarche. Menarche is the beginning of the reproductive life of a girl or woman. In other words, menarche is the time from which a girl or woman becomes capable of having a baby. So this is the beginning of the reproductive life of the girl or a woman. And when the menstruation stops permanently, when a woman reaches the age of about 45 to 50 years, with permanent stoppage of menstruation, a woman loses her ability to bear children. She becomes infertile. The permanent stoppage of menstruation is called as a menopause. Means at menarche, this will start the reproductive life, and at the menopause, it will stop the reproductive life of a woman. This is the difference. Okay. Now, what are the different changes actually occur in the phase of menstrual cycle that we will sum up in short? The day count for menstrual cycle begins on the first day of menstruation when blood starts to come out of the vagina. So, as the blood starts coming out from the vagina, that will be count as the first day of the cycle. In this section, the length of menstrual cycle has been assumed to be 28 days, which is average among the women. That is not exactly 28 days, it is an average period. Okay. This entire duration of menstrual cycle can be divided into these four stages. The first stage is called as a menstrual phase, which starts from the first day and lasts up to the fifth day. Then second is a follicular phase. It starts similarly from the first day and lasts up to the 13th day. Ovulation phase, it occurs at day 14, where actually the ovule or the egg cell that will be released, and last is a luteal phase from day 15 to 28. Okay. Now one by one we will discuss about these phases. In menstrual phase, it begins on the first day menstruation and lasts till the fifth day of the menstrual cycle. Now what occurs actually during this phase? The uterus sheds its inner lining of soft tissue and blood vessels which exits the body from the vagina in form of menstrual fluid. So here you observe the inner linings of the endometrium, it sheds. Okay. And the soft tissues and blood vessels which exits the body from the vagina, this is called as a menstrual fluid. Blood loss of 10 ml to 80 ml is considered normal, and you may experience abdominal cramps. These cramps are caused by the contraction of uterine and abdominal muscles to expel the menstrual fluid. Okay, to expel out this menstrual fluid, the uterine and abdominal muscles, they will contract, and this contraction of muscles, it will causes the cramps during the periods. Now second stage or phase is called as a follicular phase. This stage also starts at the day first and lasts up to the 13th day. Okay. During this phase, the pituitary gland secretes a hormone. Actually, hypothalamus, it will initiate this pituitary gland, and it will secrete the hormone that stimulate the egg cell in the ovary to grow. One of the egg cell begins to mature in a sac-like structure which called as a follicle. It takes 13 days for the egg cell to reach the maturity. While the egg cell matures, its follicle secretes a hormone that stimulates the uterus to develop a lining of blood vessels and soft tissues called as a endometrium. So this is the endometrium, and here the two important hormones which we call as estrogen and progesterone, they plays an important role in the formation of this endometrium layer. Now after that, the third stage which we called as ovulation phase, which occurs at day 14. On the 14th day of the cycle, the pituitary gland secrete a hormone that causes the ovary to release the matured egg cell. The released egg cell is swept into the fallopian tube by the cilia of the fimbriae. This finger-like projection, this is called as a fimbriae. Okay. Fimbriae are the finger-like projections located at the end of the fallopian tube, close to the ovaries, and cilia are the slender hair-like projection on each fimbriae. Actually, with the help of cilia, this egg cell or ovum, it is pushed inward in the fallopian tube. Now, the last stage, which we called as a luteal phase, it starts at day 15 and it will sum up at the day 20th. Okay. During this phase, the egg cell release during the ovulation phase stay in the fallopian tube for 24 hours, as we had discussed earlier. If a sperm cell does not impregnate the egg cell within that time, the egg cell disintegrates. The hormone that causes the uterus to retain the endometrium get used up by the end of the menstrual cycle. Means if there is a no fusion of male and female gamete, then the corpus luteum is converted into corpus albicans, and that will stop the secretion of estrogen and progesterone. And once the secretion of these two hormones it will stop, this causes the menstrual phase, means the degeneration of endometrium starts. Okay. This causes the menstrual phase of the next cycle to begin. So, in one chart, here this is called as a period of menstruation, day 1st to day 5. From the day 1st up to the day 13, it is called as a period of regeneration of endometrium. Here the 14th day, which is called as a ovulation period, and from day 15 to 20th day, it is a period of secretion of glands in endometrium. So all the system that will be sum up in this chart. Okay, so this is all about the menstrual cycle.